How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video on my 2007 GT500. We have completed the break-in period. So in this video I do plan to go ahead and kick you guys out for a couple test rips. I did beat on it one time the other day with a buddy of mine just to see how it felt, and it felt pretty damn good. The only thing I'm not able to do right now is test the 1.2 shift, so really got to get out to the track, and hopefully we can do that very soon. Went ahead and sealed the old wood, had to redo my trailer and some other stuff, and I think we're about set. So now it's just a matter of waiting for some good weather and getting out to the track. But in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and mess around with a couple things. So I got some updates for you, and I kind of want to show you some stuff that's going on with the car. So I do want to take care of a couple aesthetic things that have been bothering me for a while. I do have some other cool fun motor stuff in a second, but aesthetically, so the window tint on here, if you guys aren't aware, factory in 07, these freaking interior, whatever you want to call it, weather strips, I guess, don't have any kind of felt on them like they do in later years. So it scratched up the window tint and it really doesn't look that good. So I went ahead and picked up some off of, I think CJ Pony Parts, some new ones that are the 08 and newer and have the felt on it. So we'll go ahead and be replacing those today. And then the other thing is, I don't know if you guys can tell on here, but my, what you call it? Like right there, for instance, right here. My roof wrap has seen better days. Being down in Florida, and where we were at before, it just looks extraordinarily beat. There we go, you can kind of see it up in the light over there. So I got some new wrap. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt doing this myself. When the previous guy did it, there's also some old stuff that he didn't get off that was underneath the wrap that kind of looks weirdly sticky. So, not sticky, but previous wrap residue that didn't come up. So I know how to get that off. I did it before in a couple other spots. You can kind of see right in here. That's a little patch of it, a bunch more right here. And yeah, aesthetically, just kind of the roof looks pretty beat. So we're gonna go ahead and change that out. Got some new wrap right there from Vivid Vinyl. And lastly, let's go ahead and show you the good stuff. So showing a buddy of mine the old gears right here. Just kind of hold on to those little, I guess, souvenirs. I don't know what to do with those yet. But we got some stuff. So check this out. So this is a intercooler core that has been modified from J2 Fab. So I got this second hand. It's off a Coyote car with a Roush blower setup that some dude was running pretty damn quick with. And he went to a different style. I don't know if he changed blowers or what he did. Something different. He had this laying around. So the lower manifold's off Coyote. Can't use that. It has this style connector. The GT500s have a square one. So I contacted J2 Fab for about 100 bucks. He's sending out the square one that'll fit. So that worked out awesome. So it should be here in a couple days. Before this video posts, I should have it. I'll be able to show it to you guys. But yeah, so basically intercooler core is all lined up. Don't worry about that gap. I already confirmed this. When it gets bolted down, it flattens everything out. And then we're gonna put new silicone around this whole edge and she'll be good. Did check it for leaks, no issues. But basically what happens is they bore out these two holes right here and get significantly bigger flow tubes in there. So you get almost a 1 inch, I think it's 0.8 something inches. The factory one is 0.55 something inches, and that's this big. So give you guys a little visual comparison of the size. That's what you're dealing with. So pretty huge flow increase. And the reason we're doing this is even with the ice tank and everything going on, I don't think enough water is able to go through this core to keep it cold throughout the whole track. Basically our IATs start out, they dip a little bit down to about 100 with ice, and then just steady stream all the way up. At the end of the quarter mile, it's almost 130. So I don't like that. It shouldn't be that high. Any good setup should not be like that, even without ice. So do the intercooler core. Went ahead, and these are the crossover tubes that just seat nicely in here. And then also a little bit down the road, so I'm still waiting on a couple pieces. So these are my 90s. I'm gonna go ahead and use 1 inch 90s. And I'm gonna run mine up in here, basically like that, stock location. And I gotta work around my idler a little bit. But once this whole thing gets cleared out, that stock piece, we get the J2 Fab piece in there, get our AN fittings and everything showing up. Should be here a little lot longer than I was hoping. Should be able to get the 1 inch lines going. I'm gonna test it first with the 0.75s, just have a 1 inch to 0.75 connection right here. And I wanna see how much of a restriction that core actually is with my current setup. And then after that, we'll go to 1 inch lines for the full thing. And then lastly, this is for the rear. We got a new pump. So this is the Pureberg CWA 400. It's the, I would say EMP equivalent. seems to be all I go to for these days. It's I believe a factory German BMW style pump, but I got some brackets from some aluminum I had laying around, and it basically is going to get propped in the car like this kind of setting. This is going to go to the fire or the wall side with the tire. That's going to go to the floor, and then I just got to get some 1.5 inch footings for my intercooler tank, or the trunk tank, so 1.5 inch, and then I have a 1.5 inch to 1 inch elbow coming right here to go to the 1 inch lines out the side of the car. But that's going to be its whole video in and of itself. We're going to have to get new wiring, whole bunch of upgrades coming for that. In the meantime though, I want to go ahead and change out this roof wrap, and we'll do that next. All right, well, I'm not super stoked about this. We will see how this works out. Hoping this air release technology thing actually does do air release. So that side came out pretty good. This side though was crinkled in the wrap when I opened it, and does not seem to have straightened itself out, no matter, despite my best efforts. So my first time doing a wrap, so we'll see how this works. Anyway, over here, I mean, apparently it all gets heats up, so I'm gonna move it outside, let it go ahead and heat up, and then see if I can work some of these bubbles out in the sun. But I don't know, guys. Might wind up bringing this to professionals. We'll see how this goes. All right, so got air all pulled out in the sun. Spent a good amount of time letting it heat up, and I was doing some research with it, using a needle to get some of the air pockets out. So I don't know. Honestly, it's definitely not perfect, but I will say I think it is a lot better than it was. The previous one was really puckered up. You can kind of tell on here if you look really closely, especially right here, these little marks are kind of like all over the top of this thing. But I don't know, honestly, she came out pretty good. Still got a few little bits here and there, that a little bit of trash, but for a first time wrap job, you know what, I'll take it. It looks a lot better, and I think the next time I do this, probably just have it done professionally, but for now, good enough for what I'm looking for. This car's not perfect, and it is an improvement. So, you know what, there we have it. Back in the garage, about to get dumpstered on out here with weather. So we ain't doing any driving today, but yeah, it looks a lot better. Yeah, that's a win in my book the more I'm looking at it. She looks a lot better. I'm pretty happy with that, so. Hell yeah. One thing down, on to the next, as always. Alright, so being that it's been, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now since we've been in the car with you guys, feels good. So I do think the clutch needed to bleed out just a little bit more. It's back at the same release point as the old clutch, which is to say pretty high off the ground. Not something I'm a huge fan of, but it does still feel, it feels pretty good. Other than that, I mean, yeah, cruising pretty good. Goes into gear nice and smooth. Really can't complain. So we're gonna head out to our old little road down in Mexico and do a little bit of rips and see how she feels. I did do a couple pulls the other day, and it felt pretty good. We're not on the drag pack. I'm trying to line up a track day pretty soon here if the weather cooperates, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But yeah, all in all though, I really cannot complain. This thing does feel pretty good. I got the phone mount up here, so we'll see if we want to draggy anything. On the street tire, there's really not much I can do, so we'll kind of see how it does. The road I'm going to is not a 60 to 130 friendly road, so, you know, we'll kind of see what happens. But yeah, let's get after it and see how it goes. So down in Mexico, first gear really isn't going to have it, so I doubt that's going to be any fun. But we'll go ahead and see if we can get something to happen a little bit. See how she feels. So far though, I mean, like I was saying, the car feels pretty legit. Kind of hard to complain. 40 roll though. There we go. Cruising. 100's about all she got with this rhythm. It's a little bumpy. Feels good though. Hell yeah. IDs didn't get too crazy, about 110, 11. So not bad at all. A little bit slippery. She's making some steam. Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know if I would feel about doing digs right now. It is a cooler road, it seems. That'll get your heart racing for sure. But, oh yeah, guys, ripping solid. See if we got a little heat in the tires and do one more. got traction right now. She's making some steam for sure. Went ahead and give it a shot just to see if it would. I don't know, yesterday it seemed to be hooking all right, but maybe the road was hotter, or ITs were higher, it's a little timing. Who knows? But yeah, first, second, nothing. Even third started getting a little bit sketchy. So yeah, I will say though, shifting wise, feels pretty solid. So I think it's gonna do it for messing around on the street. I mean, really only so much you can do down in Mexico. The roads aren't amazing, and really need to get the drag pack back on, get down to the track and do some actual testing. Looking at the quarter-mile time, I mean, yeah, or eighth mile rather. Nothing to really do about that, but yeah, she feels pretty good. It feels like she's pulling strong. I think once we get the intercooler core swapped out and get the intercooler core swapped, and the other thing is the pump installed, the line upgrade, my hope is that she'll be able to carry out power all the way down the drag strip. I feel like it's kind of losing it on the top end of the quarter mile. So, you know, keep everything nice and cool, let her eat. We'll see how it does. My plan is to test it with the 2.6 pulley. Next outing, probably just make sure everything's happy. You know, kind of a known baseline. And then we'll go ahead and jump down to the 2.5 and see how that does. But, you know, we're kind of getting to that point where it's like, well, it's really usable power. And I think the 2.8 is honestly probably the best street pulley, unless you're doing like some top end stuff. Just because you can kind of let it eat. It's not quite as dangerous because it's not making all the power. But yeah, the 2.6 and lower is just a little bit spicy on the street anyway. So pretty happy with that, and I'm sure on the drag pack can be different. But well, let's go and get back to the house and see what else we got to do. And just like that, we're back from Mexico. Let's get some of the sweet cam choppy sounds before we turn her off. Hell yeah. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of the day, kind of mess around with it, clean her up a little bit, but I think that's going to do it for the video. I was going to mess around and do some of that window tint stuff. I mean, looking at it, I don't know if you can tell, you can definitely tell on that side. I'm all scratched up, so if it's focusing, who knows. But pretty much going to do it for this video, so I appreciate you guys watching. It's been a blast. I'm going to go ahead and clean the car up, get it ready for the weekend, and just kind of enjoy life a little bit. So once again, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully the next video will be at the track, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.